Alright guys, so we are on the next part. We're about to take down Dragon Mail, and there's a couple different ways that you can do this. We can do an XP 0 strat, which is very beginner friendly, but what I would rather you do is actually learn a strat properly. Now I don't do it completely properly because I'm just not a superb pro gamer, but what I do is like a slight modification to what is done normally here. I actually have Beast in my party instead because my timing with my stops isn't that great right now. And I mean, once I get better with it, you can go through it with Donald and Goofy and do the stop loop on Dragon Mail, which is definitely possible in Standard and Proud. It's just timing is a really big issue. On beginner, it's not that big of a deal because stop lasts so much longer due to Sora's MP, in case you guys didn't know that. The more MP Sora has, the longer stop will go for. So with Proud, especially since we didn't pick the staff in the beginning, we lack that additional MP to do 6 hits on her, so it's pretty much 4 hits and then we have to apply stop again, which means we're going to burn through our items faster and you have to be tighter with your combos or she's going to just break out of it. So what I'm going to do right here is put on 2 Mega Elixirs and then 1 Elixir for Sora, and we'll keep the Ethers up there. Also, what I like to do is, since I didn't have Beast in my party before, I'll keep him the way that he is, but we can go over here to the customize menu and I'll put my Beast on MP items, and we can go over here to Goofy and we're going to put Goofy's first 4 all to constantly, so he can constantly spam Tornado even though his damage isn't that amazing. And the reason why I have Beast in my party is if you check his stats, he's stronger than Sora, has better defense than Sora, while Goofy has literally nothing, just like Sora. And Donald is the same thing. So I can actually do the stop strat, which is great for practicing with 3 hits versus 4 hits, just to get better timing down. And I do find myself doing 4 hits after the battle starts, but from the technical aspect, it is just so focused on timing that if it's not done correctly, she's going to break out of that loop, and that's a bad time. I also personally like to remove Hurricane Blast. You can keep it up there if you want. I personally just take it off because right now it's just easier for me just to do his regular combo. And you also want Hurricane Blast off if you're ever going to do any Experience 0 strats, for the simple fact that it will disrupt. The modifier for Hurricane Blast will disrupt Sora's regular finisher modifier, and you won't get that XP 0 damage storage bonus. Also forgot to mention, if you're going to do the Beast strat like I do it, you need to take off both of his skills. If not, he's going to do those skills and not give you MP. Now, I don't totally recommend this because AIs can be unpredictable and you may miss it either. So if you're doing this strat, just keep in mind that you know, be conscious of your MP. That's the biggest part of this strat. Be conscious of your MP, because if you lose out on MP, you won't be able to keep the stop strat up. But I have stop in my shortcut menu. You can keep it over here in the regular menu. People do it either way, but we're going to give this a shot right here. For the first part though, I will just do it as a way to show you guys how you can practice this strat. We'll just be doing 3 hits just to kind of build up some experience with doing this strat, because while the timing on it is insanely hard, well, not impossible, but it's difficult, at least with the 3 hits you can get kind of like a flow of what you need to do and when to do it. So we're going to try and get 1 hit off of her, and then when her head comes back down like it is, we're going to try and apply stop, and we're just going to do 3 hits just to show you guys how to practice with this strat. And with Beast here instead of Donald, obviously our damage is going to be a lot better, so you could technically do this loop only with 3 hits. Is it longer than the speedrunner route that you see other pro gamers do? Yes. Is it safer? Yes. Does it build up experience? Yes. And that's very important before you attempt high level strats, especially with the stop loop. So we got that 1 hit off. We're going to apply stop. 1, 2, 3. 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 Stop. And then once you run out of MP on the last stop and you know you can't recover it, just reapply it. So we're going to go and do another one. Technically I didn't need to use that one, but I just used it anyways. And you don't want to stop her at that point. But this is showing you guys how easy it is with the 3 stop versus the 4. That was not bad at all. All I did was 3 hits, stop, 3 hits, stop. You need to make sure you're doing stop in the air though, because on the ground is just too much lag for Sora. And we're going to make sure B-Sass's ability off since I did die. But we're going to go in and actually give it a real attempt this time. And I'm going to, if you watch closely, I'm going to try my best to weave in 4-hit combos as well when I feel comfortable about it. And the best way to feel comfortable about introducing 4 hits into the strategy of this is keeping a good idea of where her head is at, because the lower to the ground, the easier it is to get off that 4th hit without sacrificing her breaking out of that stop loop. Alright, so she's down, and I've saved myself a Mega Elixir, which is why I like doing this strat over Down on Goofy, because you do burn through 3 Mega Elixirs, which isn't, well, 3 Elixirs in general, which isn't bad, but also if you're trying to, you know, if you're min-maxing, especially for the run, you're obviously going to keep Down on Goofy and not go through these extra menus here, but especially if you're learning the run and getting more comfortable with things, I find this is nice because I now have another Mega Elixir for the later part of the game. And you also want to make sure that you keep Goofy in your party, because you want to make sure that he gets MP gift. You don't want to take Goofy out, you can take Donald out, but you want to make sure that he gets MP gift as soon as possible, which should be after Behemoth 2. But with Dragon Mail down, we're going to head to Ansem Riku. Now there is another strat we can use on Proud using XP 0 for Dragon Mail, but once again I don't recommend this strat because you're not going to get any experience from that fight, and especially if you want to run this in a different category, like maybe Standard, which is a great starting point for Proud. You don't have access to XP 0. So what's the point of using this strat only that applies to Dragon Mail when you're going to get yourself out in levels? Because I got 2 or 3 levels from doing this strat, not properly but to the best of my abilities, versus me trying to cheese her and lose out on experience, because especially on Proud we're already going to be under leveled in comparison to beginner because of the experience necklace and stuff of that nature. So I don't want to get myself out too bad, because at the end of the game we do experience 0 strats, so Sora's going to be dirt nasty low in levels, and I'm trying to get all the levels that I can before I go to the end game, to add hopefully some stability and a little bit more damage to Sora. Which, if you guys want to do the experience 0 strat, there's other videos out there of Genie doing it, where you basically do the stop loop but you apply damage storage to her, and I can show you how that's done if on request. But in terms of a speedrun walkthrough, this is the most beneficial way of how to do it. But next up is Ansem Riku, and I'm going to make this a separate video once again, because these are very, very important things that I want you guys to focus on as you're running the game, and it's easier just to come back to a specific video on that subject matter.